without shadow, that's it. Could it be the same for the Angles airfield? Well, we need to wait for the images. Something tells me that the chances are quite low, so the massive drone attack which occurred a couple of days ago wasn't really that effective, I would say, judging the evidence. We got different information. Russia says that there were 53 of the drones. Ukrainian side says that there were around 90 of the drones. I took the Russia figure because basically it's still big. There were some of the ground events report probably something important was targeted, but we don't have the real image of it. But it's just the first try, and I believe that there will be many more of those kind of attacks happening in Russia in the future. Russia is boosting its military relation with their key ally, China. According to the latest information from Bloomberg, China has begun providing Russia with satellite images from missile strikes, microelectronics, machines for the production of the tanks, some equipment for the factories, optics, and rocket fuel. Though that Russia has rocket fuel, so probably Ukraine hit some of the Russian rocket fuel facility during all of those refinery strikes. So this collaboration or cooperation between Russia and China intensified during the last couple of months. The United States Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen this week said that there would be severe consequences if companies, including Chinese, were found to be providing financial support to Russia and its military-industrial base against Ukraine. But still we see that China continued to support Russia. In this case, we may say even directly. Why is China so interested in this support? Well, first of all, it's a dictatorship country, and they say that they tighten regulations for their people even more. Chinese leaders doesn't want to see their forces from their country. As an example, we have Taiwan with its own economy, the same Chinese people and Chinese language, so China doesn't want to see that country any longer very close to its borders. So China is planning to invade Taiwan in the future, and this for me is understandable that China is getting ready for it. If Russia was being successful in Ukraine, China will have started this operation in Taiwan, well before maybe last year or in 2022. China also sees that Western allies reduce the support of Ukraine, so it started to act more aggressively supporting Russia. As I said to you directly, I didn't exclude that they might send weaponry to Russia. They have already sent both cars, and if you check any kind of the video with Russian soldiers, they all wearing quite more equipment, obviously made in China. Russia doesn't have those capabilities to produce that amount of wear, including quite a nice pants with Kevlar inserts. I think that it is impossible to make those in Russia. So not good news, but it was expected to be like that. The allies of dictatorship countries are now. There was a big interview of President Zelensky here to the defense lines in Chernihiv Oblast, the northern part of Ukraine. He clarified some of the information that I want to shout out to you just now. Zelensky said that Russia is planning to mobilize around 300,000 soldiers as they've done in 2022. But it's not the fact that it is the final number for the new mobilization campaign in Russia. Well, as we know, Russia started to mobilize their compulsory conscripts around 150,000 soldiers, and mainly those are not used in the full-scale war against Ukraine. Russia also rely on their volunteers, paying them a good salary, but they have less and less volunteers from the Russian people. That's why sometimes they hire people from Nepal, India, Cuba, and other countries. But even they cannot cover the needs for the Russian army, so new mobilization in Russia is imminent. The Russian Federation already took some certain vows to make this process much more easier for them compared to the last time. So Zelensky is sure that it will happen. Zelensky also said that Ukraine is preparing a new mobilization law. I would say it is very similar to the Russian law. It can make mobilization very fast, but we'll see. This law is not yet implemented, so Ukraine, in this case, as Zelensky says, needs to react to the Russian mobilization. But still, if Ukraine had more good weaponry, the less people would be needed for mobilization. He also said that the enemy is not going forward. 90% of all of the active combats are now going on the east. Well, enemy actually going forward. They have initiative, they take some of the ground, especially on the east. We may review military map. Almost every day Russia is taking the ground Just a little, yeah, compared to the first year of the war, but they took initiative. So I would agree that in general they stopped. While the Kharkiv city is allowed to say that it is secured, not from the air defense perspective, but from the ground invasion perspective. Just recently, Yermak, the chief of the president's office, Zelensky also said that Kharkiv could be the next target for Russian summer attack. Here Zelensky said that Kharkiv is secured. Yeah, probably it is like that, because definitely Ukraine built some of the defense lines, as we can see from this image. As for the air defense, Zelensky said that Ukraine needs at least 25 Patriot systems or Patriot-like systems with 6 up to 8 launchers and a system to target everything that Russia sends to Ukraine. Unfortunately, this goal is not realistic for future years, I may say, even though that some of the compromise in Germany is searching for new Patriot systems to be delivered to Ukraine. While the current air defense of Ukraine, Zelensky is very skeptical. He says that if Russia continue their strikes, and Russia will continue their strikes, have enough air defense missiles just to build an end of response with no warfare. So we need more missiles. Every Patriot air defense missile goes.
Where the hell are you going, Slade?
Ukraine just cannot purchase those on open markets. Say we need to deliver first. While the Ukrainian defense is big, like Russia will do the same. So we have to say that the defense will be completed. However, I just check the map of the defense lines in the Avdiivka region. Those are very weak. About F-16s this year, Ukraine will have just 10% of all of the promised fighter jets. It means that they will not solve the situation with the Russian flying force. All of the hopes are to find the military support of the United States of America. Zelensky agrees for any sort of support if it's going to be a Republican initiative or the current bill. Ukraine has absolutely no choice. It needs weaponry. In one term, loan, lend-lease, direct help, I think we don't care. Also, we should actually wait French military in Ukraine. Those will...
To be clear, the world is watching the United States, Russia, and China engage in a genocide against Ukraine. Mike Johnson, Vladimir Putin, and President Xi are all working together to genocide out and destroy and kill every Ukrainian that exists in the world. The same as they did to the Jews, except it's not 8 million. It's about 30 to 40 million. 2 years in, and we're still sitting here watching this shit happen, and nobody is doing anything about it. Except Mike Johnson is helping Vladimir Putin. And President Xi is helping Vladimir Putin genocide out of existence the people of Ukraine. The United States is nothing but cowards.